The girls' side would go, glad she's early in this one, the KKWK Tigers. Of course, Coach Corey Elms is their head coach, and Mackenzie Reagan is their senior, and I'm classified as a point guard. She did a little bit of everything for Coach Elms and her ball club, including being a big team leader, kind of distribute the ball and a big scorer. So Coach Corey Elms and their all-star, Mackenzie Reagan.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for the opportunity you give us to represent our players and our programs and the broadcasting that we do around the area. So it's my pleasure to introduce Mackenzie Reagan. She's a returning member to the All-Star team last year as a junior. I got up and talked about how important her defense was, and I really appreciated coaches honoring that and recognizing that. And she likes to point out that earlier in the season I kind of got on her because she didn't shoot the ball enough. And if you saw us play, we needed to score. Chris brought up she was our point guard. She was also our first player. She played just about every position, usually all times, of course, it seemed like. And I told her that she didn't start shooting the ball, we were going to get in a fight. And luckily, she started shooting the ball because I know she could take me pretty easy when we were in a fight. So she's pretty mean. So she was probably one of the best defenders for 4 years and really just did a great job for us on the floor. This year, we really asked her to step up offensively. And she became our 8th player in our school history to score 1,000 points in her final game of her career. And I really was proud of her for that because that was something that we asked her to kind of step outside of the box and do some other things for us. And I thought as a senior leader, she did a great job for our younger girls, and we're really going to miss her. You know, you always have great players, and I think that that's important, but I think every once in a while you get a special player that puts a lot of pressure on younger kids because they know that that's the kind of player you expect them to be, and you look for that next Mackenzie Reagan. And that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of her for. So on top of that, I'd like to thank her mom who's here tonight, Deb Reagan, and her dad, who did a great job supporting our program. Sometimes I think our parents don't get things enough, so thank you, Deb. Congratulations, Mackenzie.
Next, we go to Gallo, Missouri, East Buchanan High School Bulldogs. We're fortunate enough to get one selection onto our all-star team, and I'm sure for the coaches that voted, it was tough. They had a lot of guys who were kind of the same mold. A lot of guys who were just insert one over another, kind of interchangeable parts. Their selection is one of the sharpshooters, Corey Bauer.
Alright, I'd also like to thank Chris, radio station, everything they do for our players. Really nice to get this recognition for him. Corey was just a sophomore this year. Saw very limited time as a varsity player last year, and it came on towards the end of the year. Played a few minutes in varsity as a freshman. This year was kind of a struggle starting off for him. We kind of butted heads a little bit starting off the year. First game of the year, he came off the bench, was not a starter for us. Kind of struggled statistically to start the year off. I think at Christmas time he was averaging about 7 points a game, about 3 or 4 rebounds. Right before Christmas, we just went to the LeBlanc Holiday Tournament, and as you guys know, I have trouble playing against Midbuck anyway. And Corey could have a rough go against Midbuck. 2 minutes into the game, Keenan Delaney catches him with the shoulder right to the teeth, gets both teeth knocked to the roof of his mouth. And I think he just had a couple root canals on that a couple weeks ago. So thanks for Keenan Delaney and Midbuck for making our headaches even more than they usually are. But anyway, Corey finally figured it out after Christmas though. He finally figured out how to become a really good player, help out with statistics a little bit. He figured out that the best thing for his game was to get the ball inside, miss a whole bunch of shots, keep getting the rebound and finally get the ball. And then therefore he helped out his rebounding, upped it up to about 7 rebounds a game, about 12 points a game, became a really good player. But in all seriousness, Corey really became what we needed this year. Last year we had a pretty decent team, lost 7 seniors off of it, and Corey became our go-to guy in the year. The guy that we could rely on to get buckets, rebounds, the guy that we kind of started to rely on to go to the other team's better player. So it really came into his own, really became a great player. Love coaching, probably one of the most coachable kids I've had. He's in a really good group of guys right now. They all work hard when they ask him. Probably the best thing about Corey, he's obviously an amazing athlete, but he's a great student. He's one of the top of his class academically. He excels in all the sports. He was a great football player this year. Obviously had a great basketball season. And right now he's continuing to have a really good baseball season. Probably my favorite thing about Corey, obviously, like I said, he's coachable, but I get to have him back for 2 more years. And, you know, I think he's kind of showed a little bit of his potential this year. He's really athletic. Once he gets a little bit better fundamentally, I think he can be a really, really good player in this area. Like I said, I'm really excited I get to have him back for 2 more years. So congratulations, Corey.
Next would be, despite the misprint, the program, there would be both the Hamilton boys and girls. If I'm not mistaken, neither of them made it here today, but they were out in the league last night for another banquet. It's pretty far away, so we'll give them a pass there. Obviously, both the girls and the boys had fantastic seasons over there in Hamilton. There are 2 selections on the girls' side, our senior Eileen Greenwood and a junior Lindsay Bulmer, who broke the 1,000-point barrier right here on this floor during the playoffs. On the guys' side, I'm sure Coach Kemper and the Mid-Buck guys, as well as many others, can tell you about the Hamilton boys. Katie Prather, a junior, and senior Brandon Emery. Again, very solid team, #1 in the state until they ran in Mid-Buck in the district final. So 4 very deserving kids from over there in Hamilton. That brings us to the Kearney Bulldogs. And of course, on the girls' side, another solid year for Coach Webster's ball club. I want to say 17 or 18 wins, and had to play in that tough suburban league conference with some very good schools like Staley and of course Black County and some of those. So to get there is a pretty impressive feat. And their all-star, Michaela Brinkley, is kind of carrying on the tradition. Her older brother was a member of our all-star teams on both basketball and football as well. So give you Coach Herb Webster and Michaela Brinkley.
Thanks, Chris. We'd like to thank you for all the work that you do. Of course, we really appreciate it. Congratulations to all of the athletes out there and all the coaches and all of your parents for your support of the athletes here. We as coaches do appreciate that very much. Today we're talking about Michaela Brinkley here. She's a junior at Kearney. You know, by the way, we were at Banquet last night. Right, Coach Belcher, and I believe we're further south than Hamilton, aren't we? But anyway, Michaela started for us as a freshman year, and after the freshman year, one of the things I respect about Michaela so much was most of you schools probably have a gun. We brought her in on the gun, and she shot 500 shots a day off that gun from the time that her season was over. And not every day she shot 500, but there were many days she shot 500 shots until the end of the year. And that's the type of kid that she is. She wants to get better. This year she was with the powerlifting team that went to the Nationals. Our coach has a weightlifting coach has a powerlifting group, and she got to participate in that this year, which I think is outstanding for them also. She's a 3-year starter right now for us. Each year that since she started for us, we have gotten better and better and better at Kearney, and a lot of it's due to her. We had a young team this year at the end of the season. We had 2 juniors, 1 sophomore, and 2 freshmen. So we were very pleased with the end result. We would like to win more ball games. We're still pleased with where we got this year. Michaela led us in scoring, assists, steals. She had 52 3-pointers this year. And she just had an outstanding year. She's a natural leader. One of the things that we had to do this year is we asked her in January to switch from the 2 guard back to the point guard, and she adjusted extremely well. And we really enjoyed her back to the point guard, and she will be there again next year. One of the things about her, she's very consistent in her scoring. 23 of our games this year, she was in double figures, and I think that speaks well for her. After her junior year, she has become the 2nd leading scorer, only behind Jenny Miller-Croy, that's here the coach here at North Central. And so she should have an outstanding year next year. So we're very proud of what Michaela has accomplished for us and what she brings